So far, we've used 761 tons of salt on our streets this year, and that has been at a cost of $45,246. So total with labor and salt is $55,717. This does not include the cost of sand that we have been using or vehicle repair or maintenance. When we have the trucks out working the snow removal, in many instances we do experience breakdowns where pieces of equipment need to be purchased in order to keep the trucks running. Also, it does not include another significant amount of salt that was ordered, and we're waiting for that to be delivered to us. The anticipated cost for that, which money's already been appropriated by council, is about $45,000 to pay for that. So we were fortunate today that we received the warmer weather and that the front that was coming our way went west and north of us, and that we only experienced a little bit of rain that helped to melt the snow that was there. Although I understand we have another storm staring us in the face middle part of this week. But I do want to thank the city crews who, in many instances when we are safe and sound in our homes in the evening, sleeping through the night, they're out there working to make sure that the roads are in passable condition, even if it's on the weekend. So I want to thank them for their efforts. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor Salzman. Mr. Spetnagel.
Thank you, President Arnold. There's not a whole lot new to report about our revenues this time. Everything appears to be on track with our current estimates, with the exception of income tax collections from local businesses, which are up for all the reasons that I've talked about before. One other issue that I wanted to mention tonight is the 2009 increase in the amount of utilities expenses reimbursed to the general fund. I've gotten a lot of questions about that. I've received public records requests, and I just want to assure everyone that I'm investigating it. I have gotten a written opinion from the law director, and I'm also going to be talking to the state auditor's office about that, and I'm sure I'll have more to say about it in the future. In the meantime, if anyone else has any questions pertaining to city finances, please feel free to contact me. The best way and the quickest way is by email, but I'm also on Facebook and Twitter, and I even take phone calls too. So please don't hesitate to contact me. I enjoy it. That's what I'm here for, and hopefully I'll be a resource for people if they have questions. And that's all I have to say tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Preston is filling in for Mrs. Eddy.
Yes, I don't think the law director really has much on the agenda this evening, although Mrs. Eddy did ask if I would encourage council to approve item number 4, which is an ordinance allowing Mayor Salzer to enter a contract with the Walter H. Green Company. That company puts together for the city the ordinance book and keeps that in good order, which is pretty important when people come to look for the laws in the city. Other than that, I don't believe we have anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. I have nothing to report this evening, other than some meetings later, which I'll do. At this point, we have audience participation. If you would, please step forward to the microphone and give your name and address for our records. Council Rule 21 does limit each speaker to a 5-minute presentation and a total limitation of 15 minutes per subject. I will silently indicate when you have 1 minute remaining, which should give you ample time to summarize your presentation. Would anybody like to please address council this evening?
Yeah, my name is William Barnhart, 373 McKellar Street. I'd like to say I think the city crews did an excellent job on the snow removal and keeping our streets passable, at least. I'd also like to thank Councilwoman Patrick, Councilman Sharp, and Mayor Salzer for their part in maybe putting an end to the bag coming to my house. But it's only been 2 weeks, and when it comes a year, I'll thank you a lot more. Also, I'm going to speak about the cell phones. I know that Council President Arnold got email about the CNN report. Says cell phone ban don't reduce accidents, but a lot of red flags went off in my head when I read this, because they're only taking in 3 states and the District of Columbia. There's 6 states that have cell phone bans, and the Virgin Islands. And also, if I was going to make a report, I think I'd go to Brooklyn, Ohio. They've had a cell phone law for 11 years, which their city council must know a lot more than Chillicothe City Council, seeing how we're still waiting on ours. Seems like they don't want to do nothing about it. The only thing I'll say is every member ought to ask themselves one question. Is the cell phone law more important than ordinance to hunt deers in the city? How many people do you think benefit from hunting deers in the city compared to how many people will benefit if you pass a cell phone law? If you're waiting on the state, we've already waited almost a year. I hope we don't wait 11 years, but that's up to city council, I guess, or the voters when they get tired of waiting for city council to act and vote you out.
Thank you, Mr. Barnhart. Does anybody else have anything to discuss with council this evening? Okay, if not, then we'll move on to old business. Does any members have any old business to bring up? Mrs. Malone.
Thank you, President Arnold. I just wanted to say that I have gotten more comments this winter about the snow removal, and not one negative one. I've had people call me and stop me and say that the city has done a fantastic job. So I just want to pass that along. We don't get compliments too often, and we don't hear good things. So I just thought the city needed to hear that. Thank you.
Excellent. I echo that as well. Any other old business? Mr. Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Arnold. I just want to thank Mike Throne and Mary Ann with the bag. I contacted both of them to try to help Mr. Barnhart out. Just want to mention that they did help out that issue.
Very good. Thank you. Anything else? If not, we'll move on to asking the clerk if he's had any petitions or correspondence received.
President Arnold, I have received no new petitions nor correspondence. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody have any new business to present to council this evening? Any members?
Excuse Cross.
Okay. Mrs. Lester.
I would like to ask that we excuse Mr. Cross, who isn't here for whatever reason.
I understand he's out of town. We have a motion from Mrs. Lester to excuse Mr. Cross, and a second by Mrs. Malone. Roll call on the motion to excuse Mr. Cross.
Churchill.
Yes.
Sibrel.
Yes.
Sharp.
Yes.
Kroll.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
Ames.
Yes.
And that motion is passed to excuse Mr. Cross. Any other new business this evening? At this time then, committee assignments and meeting dates. I've had 4 new items since our last meeting. One is for the Parks and Recreation, which Mr. Churchill had mentioned, which is a request for legislation as it relates to the annual Feast of the Flowering Moon event from Wednesday, May the 26th through Monday, May the 31st, 2010. And the resolution was attached to the paperwork. To the Development Committee, legislation authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with ORDC to file an application with the state for the 2010 CHIP program. This was a timely matter, matter. Sorry, and it is number 9 on our legislation this evening.